Hi, I'm Demanda Martini.
I'm Logan Stone.
I'm Felix.
And I'm Jessica Kraus. Welcome to Two Drag Queens, a Lesbian, and a Baby, our podcast where you get an inside look at our exceedingly, abundantly queer group chat as we do a watch through of Xena Warrior Princess. This week, we will be discussing episodes 9 through 12, where Death gets captured, Gabrielle becomes an Amazon princess, Salmonius touches some tomatoes, and there is a not very empty Trojan horse. But before we dive on in, let's update you on what's been going on since the last episode, which we recorded last month. Hey guys, we are actually re-recording this episode. We recorded this for you a whole month or more ago, and the whole episode got corrupted. Oopsie doopsie poopsie. So we're actually re-recording everything. So we're going to see how this goes and see if we all remember what we watched over a month ago.
Yes, so things were a little crazy. We had some updates for you again a month ago. Now those things are super past, and we're just going to move on with our lives. However, we did want to mention, because we were all there, and it's not only the reason that we not only is it the reason that we needed to record when we did record, and why we haven't been able to record afterwards, is we all went to AwesomeCon in 2026.
Woo!
Which was
Awesome time.
yes, which was great. We are very busy, and we have all kind of been super busy since. But AwesomeCon was awesome. Not to be
It was awesome.
it was awesome. Even though I had mentioned this year that I was like, oh, this year's going to be an easy year. We're going to do less. We're going to do less.
That's
I'm
not
not
what
gonna
happened.
I'm not gonna do as many panels. I'm not gonna like table with as many people.
Lies and fallacies and stories.
I know, because in previous years it was like every single day was like 4 to 5 things. Well, Friday and Saturday were still pretty busy for me. Sunday not as much, but every day still felt extremely busy.
Wow.
I will say our panels, I think, went super well and were well attended, and we got good feedback from them.
And what panels did we do, Demanda?
So I moderated 2 panels. The first one was about queer horror. We talked about the undertones or overtones of queerness and horror, which again was really well attended. The person who is like the room monitor or whatever, she came up to me afterwards and was like, yeah, there was like 50 plus people, which is again really good for a Friday at this time, because usually on Fridays, for those who may not attend conventions regularly, Fridays are usually less attended, and then the later that you get, people are arriving later, which means that they're gonna like go down to the floor to see what's like all at the con and not necessarily come to a bunch of panels. So that was really good that we had a good audience. Also, so that was with myself, Jessica, and Logan. Sort of we watch horror movies, but may not necessarily be
Like we like horror.
Our end,
Still went well,
our
right?
end of the panel was just like, we don't really like this that much, but we're here. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, we were at more the color commentary, but that is why I invited 3 actual very big horror fans. Num1 cosplay, Johnny Alucard, and Mr. Scott Free, who definitely brought like the horror sort of academia
The
to
expertise.
it.
Two of our very best friends of this podcast, just so
Yes.
we know.
Yeah. Scott especially kept bringing up like these horror films, and he was like, but don't look into those, don't and I'm like, Scott, what do you mean?
Don't watch these films.
We're like, what do you mean? And of course we always love seeing all 3 of them, so it was really great to have them with us. And then the other one that I moderated, which also not as well attended because it was at noon on Saturday, but the people who came brought like fucking notebooks and like legit took notes, and people had like
I saw them writing it down.
So it was a panel about producing drag shows. So again, it was me, Logan, Jessica, and our friends Cyrene Noir, Sadora Jackson, and Tiffany D. Carter. And again, it was an interesting. I think my favorite part of that panel, just thinking about it, was I kept trying to like lead you guys into a certain thing about all of the stuff that a producer does, like previous to actually like doing the show, like all the organization that happens before you even like start a show. And everyone kept talking about, well, I want to make sure that people are getting paid. I want to make sure that like the room is clean. And I'm like, I'm talking about like the emailing everyone, picking a cast, getting everybody's music together, listening to everybody's music, having to make sure that like who's the DJ and who's like, and like, you know, is there a sound system and like all of that stuff. And like
my favorite part about that was like like I have a lot to say as a producer who has been producing drag shows for like 10 plus years. And Mandy had to pause and like kind of let me know, hey, you are a producer and you do a good thing and like we love you. So can you talk about it? I was like, oh, yeah. I guess I could talk about it. But she was like, she literally had to prompt me to be like, stop not tooting your own horn.
Right. Well,
I'm a toot your own horn. Toot, bitch. Right. Now talk about the shit that you know.
Right. It was like with all three of you, it was like, hi, I'm trying to like get you guys to talk about like the actual stuff that no one talks about in producing drag shows, like all the stuff that needs to get done. And I also think having Jessica on that panel was really good to talk about how she's apparently never been paid for a drag show, which I'm like,
that is crazy.
Now, again,
I've brought this up multiple times to like people recently. I'm like, why are we not paying our drag kings?
But also, first of all, why are we not paying performers just in general? So like even with like tip spots, it's like no. Even if it's a tip spot, so I've never produced a show with a tip spot, but it's just like no. As a producer, I would be like, here's some of my money that I got to give to you because you came to perform pretty much for free. Again, that is wild to me. I know technically the one show that I've gotten Jessica to do is Farpoint, where we don't get paid. Instead, we get paid with being at Farpoint.
With being at Farpoint, yes.
Right. But yeah, like that is so crazy to me. But anyway, so those are the panels I moderated. Jessica?
Oop, I dropped my phone. That was apparently my contribution. And Jessica dropped my phone. Yeah, so I moderated presenting female in cosplay. It was me, Mandy, Logan, and then Natasha Stagmer, aka Cannon Doll X, her first ever panel with us. That was really cool.
Love her.
She's great. We will obviously be putting her on many, many more panels. Like we already knew her. We already knew she was great. There was no like, oh, is she going to be okay on the panel? No, we knew. Like there was no question about that. And she was of course fabulous and did a wonderful job. Brought new perspectives, new ideas to the panel, because we've done this particular panel multiple times at multiple conventions, and I feel like we change it up a little bit every time, but like we're starting to tell the same stories over and over again because even we have our limit of experiences.
Well, and again, her bringing in new perspective, new experiences, because for those people who don't know Cannon Doll X, she's been around the con scene for like over 26 years.
Long time.
She's like, I've kind of been around since like the early 2000s. I'm like, girl, that's crazy pants. My
favorite thing is like when you like we have all been around for a very long time, but like getting to actually know the other people who have been along with us on this journey, and you don't actually know them until you like get to hang out, and I don't know, it's just crazy.
Yes.
And one minor correction: I have been paid once or twice to be a drag $25, but I was paid once or twice $25.
That's still crazy.
Still wild to me.
I'm just glad that we got you paid at Farpoint.
Awesome.
No, I wasn't paid.
No, and then we also got you paid at Awesome Con.
I wasn't paid at Awesome Con either.
You were paid with my love and affection.
Yeah, I was, but we'll get to that in a minute because I do have comments about the show.
Other than that, again, another big thing was we did our second year in a row a group cosplay where we all did
Yes.
Xena cosplays for the convention. Obviously, Jessica was Xena. Logan brought her
Wait, Jessica was Xena?
her award-winning Callisto, and Felix and I brought our two new cosplays.
Our side characters.
Aphrodite. Yeah, I was Aphrodite, which no one recognized for Karen. and Karen being Karen cosplays, who was Jessica's Gabrielle, and Felix. Who did you bring?
I was Autolycus, and no one recognized me either, and that's fine. That's okay. I had a great time, and we looked good together, and that's all that I cared about.
I'm glad that you called him Autolycus because you have at least 4
know.
times called him Autolycus, and I
Well,
want to shove
when you say Autolycus,
I want to shove your head in another.
recorded before we got unrecorded, so I had a chance to correct myself for this episode.
I die inside.
This was one of my favorite group cosplays that we have done, and I put this into the group chat earlier, but yeah. Shh. Nobody needs to know that we only did 2 so far. But what was really nice is I was having a bad day the other day, and somebody in my office came up and was like, "I saw all of you at AwesomeCon, and like I saw your pictures." And they thought I was Xena. I was like, no, I'm Callisto. They're like, wait, you're not Xena? I'm like, no, I'm the other one.
No, you're Xena. I'm Autolycus.
I was Aphrodite. Felix was Xena.
Villager number 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we had so many people come up to us, and but that particular story was so nice that like somebody just came up and was like, I love what you guys are doing. I listened to your podcast, and you guys are so funny, and you're so lovely, and it was just really nice.
I just had an idea. We can feel free to not listen to people because it's us. But should we let people vote on what our next group cosplay should be? I know we have ideas.
I think that's a good idea.
Funny you guys should say that, because in our outline I put I'm going to put a poll up for our next group cosplay. No, it's fine. I was just saying, funny story. We all had the same idea. I just had it first.
I closed the outline because the outline confuses me.
Bitch.
but no, so we've talked about it in the group chat, but I think after this episode goes up, we will post on our socials what people would like to see at AwesomeCon 2027. So the 4 ideas that we have sort of come up with are Disney villains, Alice in Wonderland, Lord of the Rings,
which is very different from Disney villains.
Yeah, exactly. Because Alice in Wonderland you can pull from the books or the other movies. Because obviously, I might want to be Carol Channing from.
Yes, Carol Channing.
Jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never, ever jam today.
I love y'all. Y'all are
Best
so amazing.
And best movie ever.
And then what were our 2 other ideas?
So okay, Disney villains, Alice in Wonderland, Lord of the Rings, or X-Men. And if X-Men wins, I then want to do a sub poll of should we just like do X-Men, or should we do like a specific one where it's like we're a team or a certain era or whatever.
You also should know that if you pick Lord of the Rings, me and Mandy will be fighting over the same cosplay.
Well, okay, so when I mentioned Lord of the Rings, Logan immediately was like, I want to do this picture of Galadriel. And I was like, well, that was my number 1 choice. However, my second choice, which is 100% totally fine, is Eowyn. So that's totally fine. I just need to figure out how to make like realistic looking armor. So because I want to do like the I Am No Man like armor instead of like one of her.
Yes,
like,
I am no man.
Yeah, I am no man. Which also, side note, when I got my nails done the other day, I was wearing my I Am No Man t-shirt. For those people who don't, I have I Am No Man written in sort of like an old font. And the lady who was getting her nails done next to me, she was, of course, like looking at my nails, and she saw the Aphrodite ones that I was getting taken off. And she was like, "Oh, those pink ones are so pretty." I was like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, they went with one of the looks that I had. She's like, "Oh, whatever." And so when she was talking to her nail tech, she was like, "I want what he's got. So if you can you give me what he's got?" And I was like, it kind of like prickled a little, but I was like, whatever. So when I got up
Yeah.
and because again, before they paint your nails, you have to go wash them. So when I went up to the sink and when I came back, I saw her looking at me as I was walking back, and I think she read my shirt.
Oh.
Because then later, when she was talking to her nail tech again, she was like, "No, what she's got."
Oh,
She,
okay.
she was like what she had earlier, no, with whatever. So I pulled out my phone to show
Yeah.
her a picture of like my nail picture, and she was like,
Yes.
"Oh, see this is what she had, and this is what I." And I was like, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much."
See, I think it would be really fun if like we both did AON, but I did the green version and you did like the elf, like
Oh,
high elf version.
you mean
But
Galadriel?
yeah, that's what I said.
Nope. 1,000,000% not
I
even
did.
close.
I am so sorry that you guys put AI into that. Like you were
I
like,
think-
she's just
I think-
changing my words.
I think that Felix and I should be Legolas and Gimli. That way
First
we
of all,
can, that way
It
we can
counts as
run
one.
around fighting, but also being in love.
and
We take
also
turns being
counting.
Legolas and Gimli.
I will say, as somebody who has fought Jessica at a convention, it's very fun. You should totally do it.
We'll get to that.
I would be totally cool with being Gimli.
First of all, I love that whole thing wholeheartedly because Legolas and Gimli are amazing. Now, obviously, Felix gives way more like Merry and Pippin energy,
True.
like for real. But you guys
I'm only one of them though. I can't
yes.
be both.
Yes, you can. But literally, Legolas and Gimli are so precious to me because like they hated each other at the beginning of that story. But if you like read like all of like the weird epilogues, Legolas brings Gimli to like the Elven lands afterwards, which is like against the law. Like he is not supposed to come, and
Yeah.
Legolas brings him anyway because they're in love.
Yeah, I was going to say they are at least boyfriends, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
They are 100% boyfriends. I love them so much. So again, after this episode airs, I will be putting that poll into our onto our social media, so you guys can vote as to what we'll be wearing one of the days of AwesomeCon 2027. So Felix, what was your AwesomeCon like? Because you don't really get to like hang out with us.
That's unfortunate, but it's true. This is what I signed up for. Apparently, I had a great AwesomeCon though, and a special shout out to Austin and Patrick for helping me with my booth because I needed that help. It was busy all weekend, but we did great. And I at the end of the show, I had booked next year's table already in advance.
Oh, awesome!
So
Wonderful.
I'm excited for that. We had a lot of fun sales, a lot of ideas for how we're gonna set up next year. That the costume that I did with the alien, I gave that helmet away at the show because everyone's like, you can't bring that home with you. So I had to like, there was a group of people that were there, and I was like, any of you watch this anime, Dan? And this group was like, yeah, we love it. I'm like, you want this helmet? Fight over it. And they were really excited to take it off my hands. So
wait, is that creepy head that you were
wearing?
wearing?
The creepy helmet that I was wearing. I gave it away because no one that I live with wants that around the house. So.
Fair.
But also coincidentally, your table is right across the aisle from.
No, that thing was so terrifying. You have no idea.
Yeah. Yes, we were across from Farpoint, which is awesome. Like we got there, I saw the sign, and it was we both saw them like individually. So I set up, they set up, and then like I saw the screenshot of the text that Amanda got that was like, "Look who's across from us," and I had just sent the message to this group chat. I'm like, "Hey, guess who I'm across from?" So
yeah, so that was awesome. It meant that we did get to hang out in that little section of.
And we love Auntie Sharon.
Yes, we love Auntie Sharon and Brian and Sarah. Shout out to them. Yes. I will be hanging out with them at Otakon again coming up later this year. Very excited. And in the same
When is Otakon?
Otakon is the first weekend in August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually
Yes.
got to meet Maggie, refashioned hippie, because I didn't get to meet her at Farpoint. Like we were literally never in the same place at the same time. Like, and the convention is not that big. We should have ran into each other at some point, but we did not. So I find, I've seen her videos and stuff, and you all said she was lovely, so I just believed you. But it was very nice to finally get to like meet her in person and talk to her. And Maggie, if you're listening, I offered to let you try on my Xena costume. I was not kidding. Like you can. We just have
Yes.
to
Maggie
coordinate this.
Maggie was really, really lovely. And I'm glad that you got to actually meet her.
Yeah, me too.
So I think if she comes back to 4 Point next year, which I believe she will, that will be something that we need to bring up because I am pretty sure that because of the situation of her friend needing to like drive her back and forth, I think she was just like, I got to like go do like, you know what I mean? She's only there for the day,
Yeah.
but I think we can make that happen. So Maggie, we will be working to make all of your dreams come true.
So Awesome Con
Your
was
Farpoint
really, really fun, and so was Farpoint. What cosplays did everybody do for Awesome Con? Demanda.
How you gonna call me out like that?
We talked about what we were going to do last time, and we never actually it never got
Yeah,
recorded.
but which ones did we actually end up doing?
So I on Friday I did my Jennifer Jolie as Gail Weathers in the lime green suit, which
And it was
made
hot.
for me.
It was hot.
Which was made. Thank you. Which was made for me by my dear friend Erica. It was great. I'm still disappointed in Parker Posey for not being there, but that's fine. And then of course I wore Aphrodite, and then on Sunday I wore Big Barda. Which again, I'm not trying to call him out, but Mr. Scott Free, like his literal namesake, Scott Free, Mr. Miracle, apparently he had some costume issues and could not come as Mr. Miracle to the con, but that's okay. I still got to meet Tom King, and Tom King signed my mace. So that's
none of us have ever had cosplay issues before.
No.
Yeah. So, but he was literally texting me that morning. He was like, "I'm literally trying to hand sew," and he's like, "And no one wants to see me try to hand sew." So anyway, me and Scott will eventually be able to get that group together. But also, Tom King showed me a 5-second preview of the upcoming Mr. Miracle cartoon, which was also incredible. Apparently he had like just gotten the text that morning or something, and the people that were in front of me in line is actually his brother-in-law and nieces. So he showed them, and I was just standing there being like, what is this? And then he was like, first of all, you look incredible. And I was like, thank you so much, I'm aware. And anyway, he was very cool, and I got to
drag queens.
Yeah,
we are beautiful. Thank you.
And I got to I mentioned to him that I had also done Virginia Vision, who is another character that he created for the Vision series that he did a few years ago. And he was like, "Oh wait, I think I remember that." He was like, "You did like the housewife thing," and I was like, "Yes." So anyway, Tom King is great. He's also, for those people who don't know, he is local to us here in the DC area.
I didn't realize he was
this
local.
area. Yeah. So his Vision series is actually written for Vision to be living in Arlington, which is where he's from. I have no idea where he lives now, but I know that his like permanent residence is still like in like the DMV area. But he is local to us, and he's really cool. He's very nice. So that was awesome. What about you, Logan? What did you wear?
So for Friday I did Helen Gravely, and I had to put a whole beehive together, like on a 3D printed like wig cage.
And that wasn't my work.
And she didn't. No. Because you told me, and I quote, you hate that material.
Yeah, it's TPU 95. It's just like flexible stuff, and it's just I ruined like one of my printers using it because I didn't do it correctly, and I've been like scared to use it ever since.
Yeah. And so I did that, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. It was the first costume and first cosplay that I made it from head to toe. So not only did I like make the wig, but I made the full dress, which that was crazy. It was a crazy moment because it took 17 different pattern pieces to get that shit together. And it was so much fun.
And who were you on Saturday? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think I was just like in drag, I guess.
I think you were dressed like Xena.
I I
Christina,
was Xena, actually.
Telecast.
Yeah, it was. No, I was my award-winning Callisto on Saturday, and then we had our amazing show
Mhm.
in the middle of the cosplay competition at AwesomeCon, and I was doing Callisto, and I was like, well, if I'm doing Callisto, I need to have a Xena come and kill me. And so I had Jessica come on stage, and it was so fun. It was so fun. Um, and then Sunday, I did a Weeping Angel from Doctor Who.
Good
See,
choice.
what did I do? I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, I just did Xena all weekend. I'm
Wait,
kind of
what? What?
in the episode that got
I thought you
deleted.
were Carlac from.
I was. During the episode that got deleted, I talked in detail about how I was going to put together a Maleficent cosplay and a Carla, and I had every intention, and they are almost all the way done, both of them, but not enough to wear. So
But
I was just
not close enough.
not close. Well, you know me. I'm not going to wear a partially no. So I was just Xena all 3 days. I tried to change it up on Sunday. I was bloody Xena, like I had used like fake wounds and stuff, except for
I loved your individual like changes for Xena.
yeah, I like to try and change her. If I'm wearing her multiple days in a row, I like to change it up a little bit each day. That way I don't feel like I'm just doing the same thing every day. Although for the wound makeup, I had given myself a like a fake bloody nose, but it kind of cracked and dried up and fell off. And at one
Looks
point, Mandy
real.
looked at me and she was just like, "That looks like a booger. You need to take care of that. Like you need to fix this situation,
I
whatever's
don't know
happening
what
here."
you're talking about. I never said that.
I think we were on our way to go walk over to talk to Lenore Zahn, and I was just like, I think maybe before we go over there,
We need to fix your feet.
Lenore was also
maybe.
amazing, though.
Yes, Lenore's always amazing.
Friday, I wore that alien costume from Dan to Dan, the helmet
Which
which I gave
again
away.
was the grossest thing I think you've
It
ever
was
worn.
it was perhaps the most gross cosplay ever done,
I
and
thought it was funny.
I had to keep taking the helmet every time that I walked over to the Farpoint
Lesbian.
table. They were like, "No, take it off, put it away. We don't want to see that.
Put
We're
it
not here
away."
for that."
It was
So
terrifying.
I almost never wore the helmet, and so I just told some like random like businessman because I was wearing this like button up and some gray slacks. Otherwise,
Like if you guys don't know Dan,
look it up. I'm
and
not
that
gonna.
fucking
Yeah. No.
it's
Yeah,
it's
look it up. The aliens are
creepy.
creepy, and I was creepy wearing the helmet, so I won't be doing that again. And the helmet's gone. I gave it away, so I can't ever do it again. 'Cause I'm not going to make another helmet like that.
You didn't give it away.
I gave
Somebody
it away.
bought it.
No, I
Somebody
gave it
bought
away.
it.
No, I didn't charge him for it. I just said, "Have it, take it, go."
Flee before me.
Flee before me. I was in a hurry to get rid of it because everyone was judging me for it. And then Saturday, I was Autolycus, not Autolycus.
Good job. Proud
Thank
of you.
Jessica, for teaching me how to say it correctly. And then I did my Cad Bane on Sunday, which was great because Austin came as Luthen Rail, and he looked really good. Like we got that costume put together over the.
He looked really good.
Yeah, and thank you, Logan, for
Whoever
making that
did
wig
his
for him.
wig looked really good.
Logan did the wig, and it looked good. It was like spot on, Luthen Rail. I 3D printed him a little like the little brooch that he wears and put it on a chain. But he was living. He loved the costume. He loved walking around in it. He loved he was doing like the little hand motions as he was walking.
I will say that Joe and Wes did not recognize him as he was walking around.
Yes.
They didn't recognize his character or him as a person.
Well, they didn't recognize
Austin.
They did not know that was Austin. They were like, who's the person behind Felix's booth? And I was like, that's Austin.
That means it worked. we fundamentally changed how he looks. So
my favorite thing about Austin is that he will go into a character really quickly, and like he did a really, really good job with it.
Yeah, he had a lot of fun. Well, all the D&D he's gotten into over the last couple years, and now he gets to use that outside of D&D once, so he's happy to do that.
We kind of mentioned the drag show a bit?
In
Are
passing.
we waiting to talk? Because I have two things that I want to say
No,
about it.
by all means, please, Jessica,
Yeah,
talk about the drag
let's
show.
get into it. Let's
Numero
get into it.
uno. It was great fun.
Yeah.
Like Logan briefly said, like, so originally I wasn't going to be in the show at all because drag show. And while I do perform as drag king, like I just wasn't in this particular show. However,
this one we've done for 3 years, just for the audience who's listening. We've done this for 3 years. And it's been a casted show. It's always me, Demanda Martini, Tiffany D. Carter, and Cyrene Norsador Jackson.
So this one, because you can clearly see who I'm pointing to on our audio only podcast. Logan was going to be performing as Callisto and messaged me and was like, "Hey, how would you feel about performing in the show too? You coming on and doing a cameo dressed like Xena, you can come on and kill me." And I was like, yes to that sentence. Why are you even asking me? So I did end up being in it, which was super fun. We did not rehearse. So the whole thing is I was going to come on stage. We were going to fight. Logan was going to beat me, and then I was going to go off stage, and then she was going to finish the number by herself. We did not have time to rehearse or anything, and we did stage combat, which, as anybody who's ever done stage combat knows, you don't do that without rehearsal. It is choreography. There are
we had like what 3 seconds of
so it was not rehearsed. So predictably we both accidentally got hit for real a couple of times, and we both also punched each other from about 17 miles away. And it was a silly number, so it worked. Logan hit me for real so hard at one point the cross guard of my sword
accidentally
air quotes accidentally no, because I accidentally
I don't hate lesbians
real hard too. No, so it got jammed up into my armor, and I couldn't get it out, and I couldn't let go because I wasn't sure of what, I didn't want to just let go of my sword and have it fall or break my armor. So she was supposed to spin me off stage, and I was supposed to go down the stairs. So while holding my sword to my armor, disoriented, I spun around and almost fell down the stairs. I managed to catch myself with one hand. Mandy's looking at me like, what is happening? And like 2 people in headsets are also looking at me going, what? Because I walk off stage with my sword sticking out of my chest in a really weird way. But it was good. Nothing broke. Mandy was able to like Tetris it.
Right.
There's a full video of this, just so y'all know.
But Jessica was like, it's stuck, and I was like, everybody just hold still. I'm gonna, and you're like, it's in there. I'm like, I know it. We're gonna just vary, and it did not take a lot, but it was like, oh my god. Yeah.
So that was fun.
We had low key practice for like 1 second.
I was gonna say
for like
maybe
1 second.
Seconds.
And then when we got on the stage, we just did not understand what was going on.
Hey, we did it, and I watched. Luckily, a couple people videoed it, and it did actually look pretty good. It looked
like we were fighting.
I mean, apparently we were.
Shout out to Jorge.
That's all that matters.
Thank you, Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge, thank you.
And thank you, Davide. Like absolutely, like everybody who and Matt Caudette, thank you so much for hosting and hosting.
What was your other thing
Recording.
you wanted to mention about it?
So that was bananas backstage, and like while you were trying to like wrench the sword out of me, like people are coming up to me who somehow I was hiding backstage because the whole thing was it was supposed to be a secret that I was there and a secret that I was performing, so I was hiding for most of the time. So suddenly out of nowhere Xena is just standing backstage. So a bunch of people who had not seen me backstage were coming up to me to tell me about how much they like Xena, while Mandy is trying to get the sword out of my armor before we all have to go back on for our final like, hi, thank you for coming. But the oopsie doopsie poopsie of all of this, which I did not think about until afterwards. Like, I get it. Like, I was supposed to be a secret. So obviously we couldn't tell people that I was going to be there. So I couldn't be advertised that I was going to be there. Like, my name wasn't.
As drag queen, as drag kings mostly are.
Yeah. So, anybody that was at AwesomeCon saw, on the giant screen, everybody's social media was posted, and everybody's Venmo and PayPal was posted, except for mine because I was a secret. I couldn't, we couldn't say anybody was there, or couldn't say that I was there. So the only thing I would change about it is I think we should have like somehow figured out how to put my stuff on there too without giving it away. Like maybe just saying I was going to be there but like not posting anything Xena relate. I don't know. So if I could do it again, I would have gone back and been like, "Listen, I get it. I'm making a cameo. I don't need to be paid, but like let's at least put my social media up on it." Cuz later on when you all were like, "Oh my god, I got so many tips via Venmo." I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing cuz my information wasn't posted." But my bad. Next time, if I'm ever a surprise guest anywhere, I will figure out a way to at least put my information out there and maybe just not give any context of what I'm doing at all. So that way it's still a surprise.
Okay, and with all of that awesome conness, let's move on to the meat of our show. Let's talk about these 4 episodes again, because as we mentioned, we did before. However, it's now been about a month, so I think I've forgotten most of the things. I can't wait to like read, because I haven't really like read through the notes again. So I'm like, I can't wait to like read these with even less context than, than before. But all right, but Logan, you had episode 9, so get us in there.
Yes, I did. So, episode 9, again, this is take 3. So, this is the 3rd time I'm reading through my notes, so we'll see how well this goes. But episode 9 was called Death in Chains, and I'm just gonna kind of give like a little bit of an overview, and then we can just dive into it together. I don't want to like monologue too hard here. So basically what happens is, well, it starts off in the castle, and we see Syphilis and his wife preparing for something. And then this ghostly lady in white is kind of floating through the courtyard, killing off their soldiers just by touching her. And they're like, "Oh my God, run away." And they invite her in for a feast, and is like, "I'm here to collect your soul." And he's like, "No, I don't want to be collected." So he sits her down, and she accepts a feast, and he traps her and separates her from her candle. And as we know, or find out, I guess, if she's separated from her candle, then human beings can't die, which is obviously a problem because they can still feel pain for the most part, but they won't die forever. And if she's separated from her candle too long, then it'll last forever. So, cut to Xena. She is beaten up on some ruffians, as she does very easily, and she kills this dude pretty quickly. But obviously, at that time, that's when she got separated from her candle, and he doesn't die. And we're going to see a lot of repercussions from this. And I I'm trying to decide how much further I want to keep going into this.
Well, no, let's take a pause and discuss for a second.
Yeah.
So,
Because I have a question.
Yes, go for it. Jump in. Feel free to jump in.
It is unclear whether or not people can still feel pain, because it seems like if you're a good person, you can still feel pain. Because like the old lady can, like people are kind of like, "Oh, I'm suffering. I wish I could die," but then the bad guys can't. They seem to be fine. So
Right,
it's unclear. I'm like, does this hurt? Does this not hurt? Unclear.
Maybe they're just used to it.
so what one of my first notes is Gabrielle has a new outfit. How sporty. And it's like not explained until, again, stay tuned. We'll talk about it later. But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, obviously this was like aired out of sequence or
Filmed out of
whatever.
sequence,
Yeah, or whatever. But it's like, oh, I like Gabrielle's new fit. I wonder where she got it from. How
the thing is,
interesting.
I'm used to it, so I didn't even notice. Like
I
that didn't
also
even
did not
register
clock
to me
that.
because I was just like, this is just an outfit that she wears. Yes.
But
It wasn't
again,
until you pointed it out the last time we recorded that I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I did not notice that.
So also I have Gabrielle won't shut up. Who are these idiots? Xena just straight up killed this guy, but no, he just got back up.
No, she didn't actually kill him, and
But she did.
I mean, we all saw it coming.
But she did straight up just kill that guy. He was like talking sass, and she was like, "Nope, murder."
She's like, "Gabrielle, no way. Let me kill this guy real quick."
Right.
Gabrielle had already used up all of her patience for the morning.
Yeah. So then she obviously doesn't see that he is alive, so they walk away, and Hades just randomly shows up. Lightning strikes, the thing comes, he comes on a chariot. He's like, "Hey Xena, sup bestie? Thanks for all the people that you killed in your lifetime, because like you kept me really busy when you were like a warmongering evil person. And you still send me some people, so I appreciate you, but thank you for slowing it down so we can catch up. But sister, nobody can die right now, and you need to fix it.
Yeah. He shows up to be like, hey, can you go solve this problem for me? Great. Laters.
Bye.
Bye, love.
And that's the last we see of him for the entire episode. I'm like, oh, word.
The majority of my notes end with because everyone knows Xena.
Yes,
Quite literally.
Right.
for real.
And I love how he appears like
Literally.
Beetlejuice. Like he just
Yes.
appears in like a puff of smoke. He's like, here I am in my chariot.
Right. So then that's when we see the villagers for the first time. And that's where it does get confusing on who can feel pain, who can't, because all those villagers are clearly in a lot of pain and like just on the brink of death.
They're not okay.
But not really okay. Like they're helping to triage them, but obviously nothing's working. But
Because
Gabrielle
in case we've
runs-
forgotten, Xena is a surgeon.
Yes.
Yes. Remember,
More
yeah,
on that
just
later.
full fist later.
Yeah.
Is that in this group of episodes?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't. I'm unclear
It
at this
is.
time.
Okay.
It's we'll
It's in
discuss it
Felix's
shortly.
episode.
Yeah.
So they're trying to triage, and Gabrielle meets a boy toy. Now, I will say, while I was taking my notes, I was kind of dictating, and I kept forgetting the boy toy's name because obviously. And so I was reading through my notes again, and I have him in as 12 different names. Because it just is like, it starts with boy toy, because I was like, oh, I don't want to get to know him. But then it's like Talus, Callus, Ballus, Malice. So I'm
It
not
is
sure what
actually
his
Talus.
name was, but he is just boy toy of the week. And they end up being like two peas in a pod, and like they're like, oh my god, we already love each other. We just met. And it's
I
like,
have him
okay,
down as
whatever.
boy of the episode.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
I just wrote him down as himbo, like because again, I was like, I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah. So Xena's like, in all my great, medical wisdom, I need a bucket of water. Gabrielle, go get me a bucket of water with boy toy. And ruffian dude who didn't die shows up and attacks them. And obviously Xena, being omniscient, knew that was happening and shows up. And she beats this guy's ass again. But the best part of this fight, as we all know, was her throwing that chakram with such speed that it became a table saw
Yeah.
that just kept spinning forever.
That's my major note for the
tree.
entire episode is the table saw chakram.
I also wrote that
Literally
down.
cut it all the way through, and then she caught it. I was like, but she'll never cut her hand off.
Nope.
Listen, she's got those calluses. She worked on those.
Yes. Callus is tougher than tree trunks.
I thought that was absolutely crazy. I was like, I love when physics doesn't make sense. Like, take a shot for trying to make it make sense. Like,
We all know that's the golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
I wrote down
absolutely
Xena
not.
is always lurking because she's just always just out of frame. So that way, whenever Gabrielle gets into trouble, all she has to do is just step into frame.
Literally. All I wrote was OMFGGGGGGGGGGGGGG, not the saw blade. And so obviously she takes him out again, but he can't die. So he runs off, and they go back to help the villagers. And essentially Xena's like, Gabrielle, you need to go with them to the hospital and like help them. I'm gonna go take care of Celeste. But cut to Ruffian, he goes, finds his old like band of people, and he's like, I need your guys' help. Look, I can't die. And at first, I guess they didn't believe him or something, and he just starts killing them to prove that they won't die. But also, why do you want a bunch of ruffians that you can kill very easily by yourself to be your army?
But now they can't die.
Well, yes.
And now they have motivation to not let Xena fix the problem.
Right.
That is also very true. Look at Felix with his context clues. Good job, baby. Good job, baby.
But also,
we do love a
I
leading
help.
question.
They just happened to be there as well. Was also part
Oh,
of
they're not
it.
his friends. They weren't his like allies or whatever. I couldn't remember.
No, yeah, it was the same group from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the same guys, from what I remember.
It was.
From a month and a half ago. Yeah, so like now they're this undead army, and they're like, oh my gosh, we need
They
to
really
go.
are an undead army.
And they don't feel any pain. Like they get stabbed, they're like, wait, I'm alive.
It's very Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
So
Dead man's
they
chest.
decide to go capture Celeste for themselves so they can live forever, obviously. So Gabrielle goes up to the hospital and she's talking to this old lady who died that morning, but couldn't cross over because of, everything that's going on. And she warns her that Xena can't touch death or she'll die. So Xena and Talus or Callus or Ballas or Boy Toy, whatever his name is, they were like, obviously there's no possible way that Xena would know this. So we have to go follow her just to tell her this one
Right,
piece of information.
because obviously Xena wouldn't know anything
No.
about these events.
No, Hades showed up to specifically ask her to take care of this. Clearly, she knows nothing about death.
Yeah.
Right. Gave her no context
No.
because he knew she
That
didn't
she
need it.
already knew.
Xena never knows the rules. She never knows anything.
Right.
Like, Gabrielle, I love you, but Hades just came up and said, "Hey, sister," to Xena. I think she would know. Like,
Listen,
she's friends with other death.
Right.
Gabrielle is basically a golden retriever at this point, and she just wants to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to meet the royalty of whatever neighborhood they're in. And she wants to help.
Yes, correct.
I want to meet the king. I want to meet the queen. I want to meet the chief.
I want to become
I'm so excited.
all-powerful. So Xena gets to the castle, and there's a whole labyrinth. There's trapdoors because there has been a trapdoor in every episode so far, which I love. Xena does some, parkour nonsense, is taking out some people, and then Gabrielle and the boy toy get there, and so do the ruffians because they were following them. So now everybody's at the castle. And immediately, Gabrielle and her boy get separated, and Xena and him find each other in the tunnel. So they're just trying to figure out how it is because he used to work in this castle apparently, so he knows his way around. And
Can I say, when she was trying to get into the castle, I just wrote butt cheeks in quotes because as she's parkouring up the wall to even get in, it is the most unnecessary upskirt shot ever. Like, she's doing a little flip around one of the little flagpoles or whatever the little thingies sticking out of the wall are. And like, it's just like literally butt cheeks. And I'm like, cool. Well, whatever stunt double that was. Hello, butt cheeks.
Some fan service.
Didn't she do a lot of her own stunts?
Lucy did more than she would have now. She's talked in interviews about how she was such a new, like, she had been in a lot of things, but this was her first like major role. So she was like, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have done nearly as many stunts as I did do.
Really?
But she had numerous stunt doubles. So I would be very shocked if that wasn't a stunt double doing that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, the more you know. So Xena and the boy toy, they're talking, and Xena finds out that boy toy is dying. Like, he's got, it seems, some sort of heart condition, or I don't know.
I literally wrote, is this a Nicholas Sparks novel? Like, what? Like, of course. I put, of course he's dying. LOL.
Right.
Correct reaction. That's what they wanted you to have.
Of course.
So they're making their way through. Gabrielle's off on her own, running away from these ruffians. She's hiding behind a tapestry, and she almost gets exposed because a rat starts climbing on her. But the rat, scurries out and gets stomped by the bad guy, which sucks because I don't think that animals could die either.
I don't think they can.
So that is just a
squished,
very squished rat.
It's
living on the
very
floor.
Death becomes her, like.
Oh my god!
Now a warning.
Now a warning. But also, I do want to say my only other note for this. Well, no, I have two other notes, but like my other note is at the end of the episode, it does say no rats were harmed during the filming of this. It's very large print. You can't miss it.
Literally. That was like the only disclaimer we've ever gotten so far.
Right.
Speaking of rats, while Xena and Talus are crawling through the tunnels trying to find their way through this maze, they get bombarded by like 1,000 rats. And I have to say, one of my favorite parts of that scene is when they're like coming at them. There's just a shot of the two of them just like kind of laying
Yeah.
there, not moving, and they just like, and it holds there for just like a second too long. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing? I
There's
think I would have
very
died
funny.
if I was in that tunnel.
Yeah, there's very funny bloopers of them just in the tunnels with the whoever was dumping the rats on them, and like Lucy just starts screaming at one point, and she just goes, "There's one of like, and the rats are just running everywhere, and she just starts howling with laughter, but also kind of screaming because there's rats. So
They're
that's pretty funny.
dumping rats. That's just
Like I said,
that's
that's probably one of those things that Lucy was like, I would not have done that.
They were all
Nowadays.
real, right?
That is 100% not in my contract.
Right.
100% not in my contract.
And referring to it as dumping is why they had to have the disclaimer that no rats were harmed, even though we were just dumping buckets of rats down a hole.
That's
They were
literally what it
fine.
looked like they were doing.
Well,
Literally,
the
it's like,
90s
they
were
came out
crazy.
of nowhere. It was like, what? So we're getting towards the end of this episode. They get out of the tunnels, and Xena and the boy meet up with Sisyphus's wife, and she's like, he's bad, and I don't want my husband to die, but it's bad that everybody else can't die, and I don't think that's right. So I'll help you with him. So they end up trying to spring a trap on him, and they get him into a cage, and like the boy explains, I used to work in your castle, and like my friends can't die, and they really need to die because like they're missing a lot of limbs, and that rat over there was really smushed, and it needs to be put out of its misery. And he's like, fine, I guess I can do it. Like, I'll be a good person. Like, I'll be remembered as the person who brought death back to the world instead of the person who took death away from the world. And so they go to let Celeste out, but Gabrielle and the ruffians show up, and another fight ensues. Um, and once again, Xena, parkour nonsense, beats their fucking asses. And once again, we get some more chakram physics
Of course.
as she throws it and cuts three guys' throats, bounces off three walls, knocks off both chains on Celeste's arms, and then embeds itself into a wall, which was made out of stone.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't.
She learned that trick from Hercules in the Oedipus episode, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
She learned nothing from that fool.
Tune in to Jessica's interview. And so Death is freed, and she goes and walks around the room and basically say, hey, you're dead, and you're dead.
She really
and
does.
You're dead.
Just floats around killing people.
I'm back, bitch.
And she goes up to Sisyphus and she's like, it's fine. I'm not gonna take you. For no explained reason whatsoever. You get to live.
So, well, when you're done, I can go into the mythology of that. But we'll...
Felix's mythology minute.
Hey, come on, mythology minute.
Only because this one's so ridiculous. So Sisyphus, the myth of Sisyphus, right, is him pushing the rock up the hill for eternity. For those who don't know, and he was punished because he kept trying to trick the gods into letting him not die. And this is one of the things that happened. I mean, it wasn't quite like this, but it was close enough. But the second time that he tried to cheat death, he did this trick where when he was about to die, I don't know how he planned this, but he told his wife, he's like, when I die, I want you to throw my naked body into the street of the like courtyard of our like castle or whatever. And she's like, okay, I love you, so I guess I'll do what you ask. And when he does die, and then she does it, and then he gets to Hades and he's like, my freaking wife did this. I need to be able to go back to Earth and punish her for treating me with disrespect. And they're like, okay. And they let him go back. And that was, I think, the final straw once they like realized he tricked them into like they got punished forever. But like he just did some ridiculous things.
I mean, he just didn't want to die.
Yeah.
That feels like a very Logan thing to do. Just be like, throw my naked body in the street. Make me everyone's
money in the
problem.
street.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad that you understand me
I
as a
do.
person deep down in my core.
I do.
On a
you know
very
what? I see
real
you.
like level.
I'm like, hi, I'm everyone's problem.
In death as in life.
So,
Including I love you.
two things can be true.
Yeah.
So the last thing is we find out that I think I finally have his name is Talus. Is
Not
dying,
important.
and Celeste is like, it's time for him to go, and Gabrielle's but Daddy, I love him, and he's like, well, I gotta go. I'm dead. I died this morning, actually.
I've been trying to die for a long time, girl.
Couldn't, and there's no way for me to stay anymore. So peace out, and they go into the bright white light, and the episode ends.
Which only he gets. No one else gets a bright white light when they die. Just
well, to be
him.
fair, the others were evil.
Yeah, but I will also, so my last note of this episode, because I didn't take a lot of them, my last one is just flirting with boys is so crazy.
Correct.
In this show, anytime Gabrielle or Xena flirts with boys, it's like, what is going on? Like, why?
I prefer when Xena flirts with
weird.
girls and threatens murder.
Yeah, right. But especially Gabrielle flirting with this boy, I'm like, girl, what? You literally just met him. You just met him. What are we doing?
It's a phase.
Also, you're a lesbian.
Also, you are also bisexuals exist and pansexuals. However, she's definitely super into Xena. So,
for
yes,
sure.
they do exist. Gabrielle is a lesbian.
Two things can be true at the same time. But also the way she grabbed onto Xena to get a snuggle, the amount of people that have grabbed me like that and then immediately gone, ow, Jesus. That armor is hard and pokey. You don't snuggle with that.
Yours isn't even real. Like hers
people
is
have
actual, like realistically, hers is like actual like armor.
Right. Yeah, so hers would hurt even more. But yeah, the amount of people that have literally gone, ow, when they try and cuddle up to me. And I'm like, I tried to warn you. But no, Xena definitely took that armor off later and comforted poor Gabrielle because she had a sad.
She was so distraught over this boy she just met.
Yeah, she needed a snuggle all night in their furs next to the fire.
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I liked it. I feel like of this set of 4, this one had like some of the most things happening all at the same time. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good overall.
The fewest plot holes, is that what you're
Yeah, I well, no, I would never say that. I don't think there were too many plot holes. It was the one glaring one at the end, like why she just didn't take him. But everything else pretty much made sense.
There are some episodes that I wish I could watch with you all in person because there are some episodes that just go above and beyond in the physics and not making sense department. And I just want to be staring at your faces when you watch it. But that is
maybe we can plan for like one group viewing night.
But the problem is they're not in order. Like they're not consecutive. There's like one in this season and one in that season. But anyway.
Pick your favorite.
Yeah.
All right, Felix, I think you have the next episode, right?
Yes. So I have episode 10, which is called Hooves and Harlots and some really bad CGI horse parts.
Which also, can I just, first of all, just start off by saying, I hate the title of this episode. I hate...
Well, you're gonna hate that they repeat that phrase over and over again.
I know, I do. I think it's awful. So I guess, like, spoiler alert, but like, it's the Amazons. Like, how come it couldn't be like Hooves and Amazons or something? Like, I hate that it's like harlots. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And
I kind of love it.
And it's an awkward like thing to repeat. So like, the fact that they're just saying this word repeatedly in the episode, I'm like, this is just a weird, like, why are you forcing this? You don't need to do all that.
Well, they all hate the Amazons. Of course they call
other slurs.
I didn't mind the format that Logan did, so feel free to, once you have something to add, you can stop me mid. I've got a long monologue here, so feel free to stop me anytime you have something to say.
They had to call it Hooves and Harlots because they couldn't call it Hooves and Dykes, Felix.
You know what?
Well, maybe now we have the episode title.
I will not be typing that out on the promo image.
Right.
I will not be doing that.
All right. So
Xena and Gabrielle are debating the merits of walking sticks while
Which
trespassing.
also, sorry, pause. Gabrielle, back in her old costume. It is important to the plot. Gabrielle is in her old costume.
Give me a second.
It's important to the plot.
Right?
I mean, it truly
chuckling
is.
and
It
it's
truly is.
So they're debating the merits of walking sticks while trespassing through Amazon country, which is made obvious by the sign that says "No trespassing, Amazon country." When they get captured by an Amazon patrol, and I'll let Jessica get into the lesbianics for this episode later after my summary. But suffice to say, the undertones are many in this episode.
I was going to also say it's Amazon country spelled Cunt.
I love that. That could be the episode title.
Correct.
Amazon country. I love that. So, for those who don't know, and it would shock me if our listeners don't know, but just in case, the Amazons are a nation of warriors, the population of which is entirely made up of women, with a capital W. Xena, knowing the Amazon sign for peace, because of course she does, immediately surrenders to the Amazons and lets herself be captured, which even by episode 10 we know to be virtually unheard of move for her. So respect to the lesbians.
She knows
this particular band of Amazons is being led by Tereus, who we later learn, and this becomes important, is actually the Amazon princess and next in line for the throne.
So when this young lady is explaining the caveats to be an Amazon, I wrote she's explaining an Amazon does this and Amazon does that, and then I wrote after that I said and having her tits out, because every single Amazon
Every single one.
they just need to have their tits out. It's like tits out, tits forward.
I think they actually
no
did
space
in
for
reality.
It's just part of the standard
the
uniform.
knife is not hidden. The knife is not hidden at all.
Listen, if I was an Amazon country, I'd have my titties out too.
Where what? Lots of voice. Right. So they need to be taken to Queen Melosa before they have permission to travel through Amazon territory. As they travel, they get beset by a rain of arrows, and in their effort to escape the onslaught, Tereus gets shot. And Gabrielle, because I don't know why, throws herself on Tereus to, I guess, stop further arrows from hitting her with her own
Because
body.
she can't mind her own business.
Because she says, my little twink body will stop all these arrows.
So with her dying breaths, or I guess dying breasts, Tereus tells
I
Gabrielle...
almost spit out the drink that I just
Well, I was reading
You're
it, I wrote
so
dying
stupid
breaths,
for
and I'm like,
that.
that sounds like... tells Gabrielle that she wants her to take her rite of caste. And Gabrielle, not knowing what this is, but wanting to honor a dying woman's last wish, says, okay. So we find out later what that is, and it's important. Back in the Amazon village during the funeral for Tereus, we learn that all the Amazons are trained to perform Xena's war cry. The funeral is interrupted by the capture of the centaur Phantes, who's the son of Tildus, the centaur leader, whose arrows are blue, matching the color of the one that was using the attack. So
I
of course,
also love that Felix has learned everyone's name while the rest of us are like, I don't know, this guy.
I will say I
wrote
watched
it
it
down.
again for the third time today before work. So
Because what we did learn from this whole thing is that we should keep our notes from every
yes,
episode.
we should keep our notes, and I did not do that. So this is better notes that will not get deleted just in case. So
If we have to record this a fourth time, we're not.
No. They're just going to be missing
we'll
these
just say
episodes.
it happened, and we're going to go to the next one. So Melosa, of course, immediately blames the centaur because he has blue arrows. Xena's not convinced. She interviews the captured centaur, and then we briefly meet this creepy-looking warlord with a cat of nine tails ponytail named Cricus, who claims to have no interest in this coming war between centaurs and Amazons that both are going to start. But spoiler, he's very interested in it, but more on that later.
Yes. So when he shows up, I wrote chin tattoo
I
with a pony. That's
thought it
weird.
was a really weird mustache, but beard, not mustache, beard.
So
but I guess it is a tattoo.
So I again, I did not Google this man or whatever, this actor, but obviously the show is filmed in New Zealand, so I didn't know whether or not it was like the Maori like traditional chin tattoos that a lot of people get. So it's like I don't want to be disrespectful, but in the context of this man being this like Roman
warlord?
or Greek warlord, it was kind of
Yeah.
like, what's with the chin tattoo, dude?
What's happening here?
It's kind of out of place in this context.
Yes. So Xena tries to convince Melissa not to execute Phanties, and eventually she convinces her to give her like 24 hours to prove he's not a killer. After Xena leaves, Gabrielle finds...
We skipped over an important part here, which was the CGI of him coming onto screen for the first time.
of the centaurs.
Because
yeah, that's fair.
He comes in and it's just like, oh, that is CGI.
Yes.
And
there's a scene later like the CGI
we're only showing that one time, because the rest of the time they did it like Grey's Anatomy or like the other shows when you're pregnant and like they have a little bag in front of you. Like you're gonna stand behind a wall and do a little two-step the whole time to make sure everybody knows that you're a horse when you're on screen.
There's one more scene where the CGI is insane for the horse parts, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
We have more back before I go on. You can say.
I was gonna say, have we gotten to the part where Xena does become a full surgeon?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, we're not there yet.
The only note I have that we skipped over was about when Gabrielle dives on top of Troyes, and that's just because I think Gabrielle just used to laying on women when they're laying down. But I think she was just like, oh, it's nap time. Okay.
I'm gonna be your blanket.
I see that for her.
Yeah. And I split up the Xena and Gabrielle like side things into one like section for each, so I'm not gonna go back and forth like I did in the episode. But in the episode, it goes back and forth between Xena and Gabrielle, like and their respective journeys. So Gabrielle first. So Xena leaves, and Gabrielle finally finds out what taking Therese as a rite of caste means. That means getting all of her status and possessions. And since Therese was Melissa's true sister, that means she's now an Amazon princess.
I literally wrote an Amazon princess. LOL. Of course.
Of course. So Gabrielle goes through a training montage, an Amazon weapons training, and anti-centaur fighting.
And gets her new suit. She gets her new clothes.
And we have a callback to the staff conversation earlier in the episode, because she picks the staff, the only weapon that she can not kill herself with while training. Because she I didn't really mention this in my notes, but she's like bonking herself on the head every time that she like swings the staff around during her training montage.
She literally at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And
they have the bonk sound too. It's like the
She's very uncoordinated in the beginning. But I love when they're giving her new outfit, because it's not just, we made you an outfit. Here you go, Mary Queen. They are dressing her. She is a grown woman with hands that function. Like, there's at least 2 women, maybe 3, literally putting the clothes on her body, while another one is just standing there watching and talking to her. Like, that's not happening. Talking to her about how Therese was a true Amazon in every sense of the word, is the direct quote. And I'm like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, Gabrielle's just standing there like, that's really cool. Tell me more. I want to know that.
Teach me the ways of cunnilingus.
That's fighting with 2 staffs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We know from previous episodes that Gabrielle is a cunning linguist.
Yes.
That is true.
You're fucking
You're
welcome.
so original. I love it.
I know. I'm very witty.
And so part of this will later mean that Gabrielle has to use Therese's blade to execute the murderer. And then also, so Therese's bestie, Bethany, who we met early, way in the very beginning, she shows up and does some of the teaching for Gabrielle, showing her how to murder centaurs. But afterwards, she suddenly has like doubts about whether or not Fantasy's killed Therese. So after he admits that he didn't kill her, then she goes off and does some fact finding too. So we'll see her in a bit. So Xena, now trespassing in Centaur country, is attacked by their warriors, led by Sylvis. She beats one up, knocks him into a tree where he nearly dies. Here we go. So she then reminds Sylvis that she's not only a war criminal, but also
a capable field medic, anesthesiologist, and apparently a surgeon. And so first she performs this like Vulcan pinch on the guy's chest, which a nerve block. Somehow they can't feel pain anymore. And then she borrows a dagger, which will become relevant later, from the guy that's there, shoves it in the guy's chest, cuts his like side open, puts her entire fist inside of him, and then rearranges his ribcage. And then he's fine. So then back up. She closes too. She's a really good surgeon. And then he's fine. That's just it.
That's just a medicine woman.
Literally.
She kills
Just like sticking her fingers in
Part of her
people,
doing
okay?
this helps convince Tilda to delay the attack on the Amazons. So now she really has 24 hours because they're both waiting for her to have until lunchtime the next day to solve the conspiracy.
So, also, part of their investigating is literally looking at horse poop and being like, this horse poop has hay in it. And
Yeah.
Dina's like, centaurs don't eat hay.
Yep.
That's a harmful stereotype.
I have. Yes. When she finds Ethany, she fights a centaur and Ethany, and they run away into the trees. And Ethany's like, "Why did you save us both?" And she reveals that I don't think this is actually a centaur ploy. I think there's something else going on. And Zena already knows somehow that it was Fracus that was a mastermind.
Well, because he's an evil-looking dude.
Yeah,
He's also a
master
man.
investigator.
He's also a man.
He's also a man.
Notice the two human men were the bad guys in this episode.
I mean,
And I've always said that.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're proving that they're looking through the tracks and they find. So Zena's like, oh, look at these horse footprints. They're not as heavy as they should be for a centaur. While Ethany is holding some poop. She's like, oh yeah, centaurs doesn't eat hay, like the man just said. Obviously, centaurs don't eat hay. We should all know that.
I mean, yeah, I guess which one is their stomach? Because they have a human stomach, and then do they have a horse
I feel like they should
stomach?
have two, just based on their shape. Who knows what the GI system of a centaur looks like?
did we go past the part where Gabrielle does that dumbass dance with the Amazons?
No, we haven't.
we're about to get there.
Never mind.
You know what? That's not in my notes, so you can talk about it. It's fine.
Okay. I wasn't sure which.
I think it happens it's in the go betweens. This is all so you can talk about it now if you want. Before I did that.
I just wrote Gabrielle looking like an overstimulated neurodivergent person at this party, where she's like, I don't know what to do.
But she is.
It's pretty accurate.
I think she just looks like a baby gay. I think she's either just turned 18 or 21, whichever club she's going to for the first time, and she's just happy, feel like she's just happy to be there. And, she's just so excited, but has no idea what's going on. And everyone else is doing something that she does not know how to do, and she's just trying her best and looks a fool. But there are so many lesbian fan fictions about this episode and about this scene in particular, where Xena does not leave Gabrielle in her normal daycare tavern. Leaves her on Lesbian Island unattended, and there are a plethora of stories of what the Amazons do, but with Gabrielle while she's with them.
I will say this particular scene had a very nostalgic moment for me because my mom, as I talked about previously, she's a really big fan of Xena. And the Amazon song that's playing here, my mom used to blast throughout the house all the time, when it was cleaning day. So I was like, oh yeah, I get my Gabrielle's dance because I was dancing too when it came on.
Love that. I obviously cannot fathom the amount of fan fictions. I'm sure there's an entire AO3 server full of just these.
Yeah, just this episode. And it's a common theme for Gabrielle whenever Xena does not leave her at her daycare tavern. And she somehow manages to find the only other queer women in the scene in the episode and goes off with them and does something weird. This is not the first time that this is the first time, it's not the last time.
It's not the last time.
That Xena comes back and goes, well, shit, what?
So obviously you're a princess now. Great.
I left you alone for 2 seconds.
Also, that's another thing that I wrote down is when Xena comes back and she's like, and you're the fucking princess now? Are you fucking kidding me? She's literally like, what? And also, in that scene where the ladies are dressing them, I read back through my notes, in that scene, just like in any other episode, Gabrielle gets an ounce of power and she's immediately a brat. She's immediately bratty to these women, and it's just like, girl, who are you? Like,
I'm an Amazon princess, bitch. Anyway, so go back real quick. Rewind it a couple seconds here. Anthony and Xena in practice camp, looking for physical proof. Besides poop in the prints. Xena shows up to track Strikers while Anthony looks for clues. And she finds a cache of blue arrows, which we know was what the centaurs use, famously apparently. But she ends up beating some guy up while she's doing that, and then they have to fight their way out of the camp, rush back to Amazon territory to get back in time before the execution at noon. And that's when they show up, and it's like, "Oh, you're a princess? Of course you are." They give the poop. They even give the arrows to Melosa. I remember walking in. I'm not sure. I remember
Because doesn't she have to
the
pick up
arrows.
the dagger?
That is for later, but yes, she picks it up and she uses it later. So Melosa's not convinced by the poop, I guess. So Gabrielle has to challenge her and chooses Xena to be her champion because she's not going to fight Amazon Queen to death. And then after that, we have this really awesome girl boss fight scene where they boop bop bounce around and click clap with their sticks. Weapons keep changing. It's like a dance more than most of the fights that Xena has. It's less of a murder rampage and more like an actual really cool fight.
Yeah, she doesn't hurt Melissa.
Right. But obviously Xena wins because the show still has 7.5 seasons. And the centaurs show up ready to fight, and they're like, let's talk to your queen. And who doesn't come to talk to the centaur? It's Xena and not Gabrielle, even though Gabrielle, quote unquote, won the challenge. Xena really won, so Xena's basically the queen now.
I literally wrote, so Xena is the queen.
No, because she was the champion fighting for Gabrielle. So true royalty. Gabrielle was like, go do my bidding, go do the dirty work. No, I'm still the queen, or I'm still the princess.
Right. But I also don't have to tell you what to do. You already know what to do.
Yep, exactly.
But they're still in an abusive relationship because Effie is like, how can you tolerate her? Blah, 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 blah. And Gabrielle's like, she tolerates me just fine. And then Xena's like, yeah. But then Effie walks off and Gabrielle starts talking to her and Xena just shoves her. She's like, and then watches as Gabrielle picks up poop and just lets her do it. Doesn't warn her, doesn't anything, just fully lets her do it. And then after she's like fingering the poop, she's like, by the way, that's poop. And Gabrielle's like, oh, so they're still in an abusive relationship at this time.
Sure. But so we avert the execution. Centaurs show up, ready to fight. Xena reveals that one of the Centaur's men, Solano, whatever his name is, was a spy for Cricus, and he had the matching dagger to the one that.
Sorry, I was confused by Logan, who had a spray bottle for no reason. I'm very sorry.
I can't see anyone besides you right now.
Oh,
I see tiny me on my screen. I see your face, and that's it.
She wants my quesadilla, and she
in frame, Logan just had a spray bottle, and I was like, "Ma'am, what?" Sorry.
But yeah, we're the video is not being recorded, so I saw Jessica's face, and she was making the most what the fuck face, and I was like, wait, am I saying something wrong about the centaurs?
No.
But no, it was not
Sorry.
that. No, it's fine. So we're almost done. So revealed the spy, revealed the Cricus is the villain, and then she convinces the centaurs to join forces with the Amazons to bring Cricus to justice in a battle that involves ridiculous CGI centaur drawn carriages. And that's it. Justice prevails, and they win the day.
So I will say that at the end of this episode, I went, wow, one day of training and Gabby can fight. Dear Xena, maybe you should teach her how to fight.
The only thing I have that we didn't touch on is, and I don't remember the context of this, so Felix, maybe you'll be able to help since you watched the episode today. All I have written down is, I mean, you are Xena's pet.
That could have been at any point.
Yeah, so there was a scene where Gabrielle's getting dressed, and Effie shows up and he's like, "We gotta go train." She's like, "I'm not your pet. You gotta say please," And so she has to "Will you come with me, please?" So that was that. That was the time that pet was used in the sentence in the episode.
Thank you for the context.
You're welcome. I wouldn't have thought I would tell you that last week, but I can now.
I love how Xena and Effie are trying to like out-butch each other at one point.
Yes.
Because they're just like, no, I'm the butch of the village. No, I'm the butch of the... It's like, okay, you both win. You both win Butch of the Year. Congratulations.
It's like, I stick my hand in a dude's chest. It's me.
So that was from before. So way back in the very beginning episode, when they're being led by the Amazons to meet Melosa, Effie and Xena are like hate flirting with each other. Like, oh, like why are you staring at me? You want me to stab you in the chest?
They're having a pissing contest. He was digging there.
They were having a butch off.
A butch off.
I think my favorite thing about this episode, though, is that Gabrielle, the queen of the Amazons, and her champion, the supreme queen, just leave. And without establishing who's now in charge of the Amazons.
Well, Melosa's
they're just like, peace out. I don't need
They abdicated. It's fine.
Yeah, Melosa was and always was the queen. So, yeah.
But I
thought that when Xena won,
Gabrielle becomes queen now.
Queen.
Yeah, I think they just kind of went, just kidding, no thanks, boop, just gave it right back. So she was queen for about 4.5 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. And then she's like, I don't want this.
And then Xena went, give it back.
We were just here to teach them a lesson.
Yeah. I only had one mythology note for this episode. And it was just that I liked the way they set it up because in this, at least the way that it's just, like, the way that we see it, the Amazons just live in this place in Greece as opposed to on an island like they do in the DC comics. But it is still called Themyscira, where Diana, Wonder Woman is from. That's it. I just like that they made it not an island, made it like part of the country, which is what it was in mythology.
Work. All right.
This is mythology minute.
I don't have that for the next episode, so sorry.
That's because there's really not anything in mythology that happens in this. So also, I'm just gonna like let it rip on these notes because I don't have a lot of context with them. All right, so this episode is called The Black Wolf. So it starts by knowing that Xerxes, who is the ruler of this land, is collecting way too many taxes from the people. And so then these Robin Hood ninjas that we come to learn are called the Black Wolf, are all fighting and whatever. So as the ninja guys get defeated, they're all like, the town sentry or whoever he is, the sheriff of Nottingham is like, who's the leader of the Black Wolf? And all of the people are doing like I'm Spartacus, no, I'm Spartacus, I'm the Black Wolf. And so they just arrest everyone in town and take them all into the to the thing. So Gabrielle, no, not Gabrielle. Xena shows up into this village. No context as to who, what, or why. But she arrives, and of course she runs into the one woman that she knows in town. And this woman is like, oh my goodness, my daughter, she is like, fallen in with these people, and so she's gotten arrested, and she needs her mother. And she's like, okay, like, whatever. And so I wrote right here, where's Gabrielle? Like, it's like 15 minutes into this episode. Where's
She's
not there?
And she's not there. We're gonna find out later. It's fine. Yeah. And so then like Xena like saves her from the guard or whatever, and so Xena's like, all right, I will get your daughter out. And I wrote, Xena's gonna do a jailbreak. Nice. So she literally, I wrote, Xena just walks in to like Xerxes' office, like his room, beats up all the dudes, and they're like, how did you get in? She's like, if you haven't heard, I'm fucking Xena.
Don't you know me?
Yeah. And then she's like, I'm Xena, the problem solver. And she's like, you have a problem, you put me in your jail, I'll like figure this out. Oh, and also there's like the running gag of Xena wanting new boots. And so she's like, for 10,000 bars and new boots, I will figure out who the Black Wolf is. And the guy's like, sounds great. So they set up this fake fight.
So silly.
Literally throughout the entire fight, Xena is just whooping these dudes. She's not making it easy. And then I put, she's like, she needs to stage my capture, but these guys are fucking terrible at their jobs. And then I put, she is spanking this guy. And then she does this whole spinning thing where she like throws him into a wall. And then she literally just goes, and I give up. You win.
Oh,
and it's so
you defeated me.
Yeah, and she's like, but not really. Wink. It's so funny. It's so because she like destroys these dudes.
Yeah, they're all on the ground, and she's like, "Oh no, you got me."
She's like, "Oh no, you guys win." Ugh.
I have that in my notes too. Like they literally grab her wrist daintily, and she's like, "Oh, you got me."
Yeah, it's like one guy tries to grab her, and she's like, "No." And he like places his hand on her. She's like, "No, you don't touch too much." Like, let's not get crazy.
In my notes, I just went, "She punched his face off."
She did.
Because she was like tearing it up, and then it just stopped moving. And it's just like, "Oh, you win."
Yeah. Okay.
Looks real.
Done. So
that was one of the things because the guy was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "We have to make this look real," and then punches his face off.
Right. Also, just in the middle of the task bar where everybody can hear them, don't you want this to look real? Like, they can hear you.
Right.
Luckily, everyone's in jail, so it's fine.
So, she, then out of nowhere, Gabby shows up. And we're like, "Hey girl, hey, where did you just come from?" And she goes up to this dude and she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for Xena." And he's like,
Have you seen my lesbian mommy?
Oh, wait, no, that's right. I'm now remembering. She shows up and she gives her horse to this dude and says, like, "Can you give my horse new shoes or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
And so then when Gabrielle shows up, because this is the place that she's supposed to meet Xena, the guy's like, "First of all, you have to pay because Xena didn't pay." So Gabrielle has to pay, which is hilarious.
Why would you let Gabrielle hold money? Is
Right,
one of many
right.
questions I have.
Well, it's because she leaves her at daycare. She's got to pay the daycare.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
that is true.
It's her allowance.
That's her allowance. So he's like, "Okay, well, she's in prison," and she's like, "Oh, great." So now Xena is in jail, and she has to assert dominance quickly, which is hilarious. She like literally really quickly is like punching dudes, being like, "No, I run this. You're all mine now."
Do you like my rock? No.
She then like somehow I put, "You embroider." So they talk about like like the little girl that like the daughter knew Xena when she was a little girl, and she's like, "You taught me how to embroider or something." It's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, okay, Xena, girl, we get it. You can do everything. All right.
Oh yeah, and that was like you were just like, "I have many talents."
Yeah.
Mhm.
She does.
So then the girl like speaks up for Xena with the other people, and she calls them the Wolf Pack, and it's like, what the fuck?
The original fact.
So Gabrielle shows up, and I just put, "What the fuck is this hat, Gabby?" It does become important later, but I'm like, "What is this hat? What is going
Like,
on
what is
here?"
happening? What's going on? Why?
Which, if you're Xena, you know that Gabrielle's going to follow you no matter what.
Right.
Like, she will drown herself trying to go after you. Like
Right.
And she's always surprised.
leave a note. Like
Yes.
just leave a note. Be like, "Hey, Gabrielle's gonna come to the horse dude that was. Hand this note to Gabrielle, please. Be like, hey, I'm about to get arrested. Please sit your ass in a tavern and don't move."
Don't need daycare.
Drink your juice.
Yeah. So we find Gabrielle meets this vendor guy, which again I did not write down his name because I didn't realize that this guy will become a recurring character. Unfortunately,
I love him so much.
Again, apparently the fans love him. R.I.P. to the actor. Apparently he did pass recently.
Yeah, that
we-
was, yeah, Rob Trevor. He died in March 2025.
Yeah.
He's been sick for a while, but no, he's the character. We will like the character more later, and like this as an actor and a person, he was really great. So.
But I wrote down, did this vendor watch Aladdin too many times and it is doing the impression of Robin Williams at the beginning of the movie?
Very queer coded too.
Also, Gabrielle, and she's like trying to get herself arrested, but gets this guy arrested instead, which is very Gabrielle of her.
Honestly, it's a skill and a talent.
Yeah.
I just have in quotes, Gabrielle can't even get arrested right.
No, she's so bad at everything. So then, in order to I guess teach Xena a lesson for beating their asses in the town square, the head sheriff of Nottingham guy decides to put her in the flood box. I don't know if like the torture device, and so
like the choky.
yeah, and so while she's in the flood box as they're filling it up with water, Xena all of a sudden gets like real mad and does like this scream underwater and just jumps out of it.
The scream of compulsion, maybe. The scream of
straight vertical jump.
Yes,
out of the box.
Wild. She like Superman's out of that really quickly. And I just put that demonstration of his failed miserably because that did not assert any kind of dominance. So then the vendor shows up that Gabrielle got arrested, and guess what? Xena knows him too!
Because of course she does.
I will say, just because in my introduction, like in the last part that we filmed, I say Gabrielle something about tomatoes. To make that make sense, to get arrested, Gabrielle picks up a tomato and throws it at one of the guards, and is so excited that she did that. Like she is bounced around again like a golden retriever. She is just so happy. She's like, I threw a tomato. She's looking crazy, and of course they arrest Salmonius, who's standing behind her. So that's gonna make the tomato comment both later and previously make sense.
We love a continuity.
Right. So she
Get it while you can.
decides. So Xena's like, okay, I was just gonna get this girl out. Her name is Flora. But then she's like, hey, let's get everyone out. And
you can't be the wolf pack.
And so she has a heart-to-heart with Flora, and she calls them the wolf pack, which I'm like, what? Stupid. Then, of course, there's this other guy who's, like, acting quote-unquote crazy. And, like, as soon as he walked in, I'm like, oh, suspicious guy wearing a hat. So I write in this part, suspicious guy is being suspicious. Surprise.
Is that the rock guy?
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah. So suspicious
like
guy is
it?
being suspicious. So I then said, this guy is really annoying, meaning the vendor guy. Then I put not RPS by the guards. Why did I put RPS? RPS, not RPS. I don't know what that means.
By
I
the
love
guards?
that. Yeah, I don't know what that means for any of us.
Are you at the part where Gabrielle goes into the prison?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're not there yet. So I don't know what RPS means. That's great. So anyway,
Is it rock, paper, scissors?
Yes, it is! Rock, paper, scissors! The guys are doing the rock, paper, scissors! That's right, they did!
Good job, Felix.
Good job, Felix! You're being so helpful this episode.
Yeah. I know. It was so funny because on our car ride this morning, he's like, I gotta work, I'm gonna be so busy, and I'm gonna be so quiet and unhelpful. Meanwhile, he's been the most helpful.
Felix
He's
has
been
been on
MVP.
point.
Yes.
Then in case my boss is recording.
Yes.
Felix is in fact not working.
All my notes are about Xena's wet thighs, so I was not helpful in the rock, paper, scissors.
That's more important
Jessica was
anyway.
distracted.
I mean, her thighs were
Lady
wet
thoughts are hard.
when she meets that guy, for sure.
Very
I wish I had known a quote from the Polonius, is that his name? When he's on the ground looking up at Xena,
Oh,
like,
Salmonius.
Oh, yes.
Salmonius. He describes her like parts, and it's like it's really funny the way he does it. But I feel
He's like,
Thighs.
these thighs. I haven't seen who this is. It's
yeah,
Xena.
I'm like, yeah.
All right. So the prisoners do a sneak attack. There's a supposed double cross where they run out, and the jailer guys are like, "Oh, Xena told us the whole time." Ma, 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 ma. And it's very silly. So then I'm like, Gabby, what are you doing? And she finally pisses off enough people that she gets put inside the jail too.
Way too late.
Way too late. So
Had to
now,
try very hard.
so Gabby, the first thing she says when she gets in there is, she's like, "Does anyone know Xena? She's tall, beautiful, piercing blue eyes. We get it. You're in lesbians with her. Like we get it. We get it."
The lesbionics.
So Xena, of course, sees her and she's like, "Gabrielle, what the fuck are you doing here? And what is that? And what is that fucking dumb hat?" So we find out that Gabrielle has been using Xena's whip as a belt, which is not. It's super obvious.
So
it's a whip. However,
I didn't notice, but
she hid the chakram in this dumb hat, and I'm like, oh, that hat's not so dumb after all.
Ingenious.
idea.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna add a couple of notes about this. Number one, worst guards ever. Because okay, the hat,
bad.
like the chakram was fully covered. Maybe dumb girl who wouldn't stop bouncing and throwing tomatoes just has a dumb hat. But like the whip was not concealed at all. Like it was literally just wrapped around her waist. Not even trying to be anything else.
Right.
Worst
Like the
guards
giant handle is
ever.
just in the back.
Yeah, it's just behind her. It's like, God forbid you
Look,
look
it's keep our
behind
hands up.
somebody you have arrested. You're like, no, front only. Your front is fine. But also, when Gabrielle sees Xena, she immediately runs over to her and caresses her waist. If you watch the
Yes.
episode, she runs over and it's just like Xena and puts her hands on Xena's waist and just like rubs her waist. I have, as a lesbian of old, as a tried and true, I have got TMJ now lesbian. I have never in my life ran up to somebody and caressed their waist. No. What are we even doing?
TMJ.
I broke Amanda.
I can't get past the TMJ.
I do. Wore my jaw out. Listen,
My God.
took several for the team. My jaw clicks now.
I'm just saying, girl, same. We're doing different things, but same.
It's conversion evolution.
I wish the video was on for just this part for everyone's face. You're welcome.
Well, we'll find out when I get this process if it's recorded the video too.
Yeah. Is this episode now be called TMJ?
We have beauty night
I'm still voting
scissoring.
for Amazon Country.
Yeah,
Okay. All
I
right.
derailed everybody. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
No,
Okay.
you're-
So,
Worth it.
Xena has another heart-to-heart with Flora, and it's like, Flora, wow, okay, we get it. Literally, I don't care about your backstory.
More hardcore chakram physics
Yes,
bullshit.
right,
please.
right. So,
It's unclear how old Xena is. Because she knows
Oh, yeah.
everyone she ever
She's
meets is from
ageless.
10 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
literally every single person is like, oh, this person is from 10 years ago.
So-
I'm like, how old are you?
so,
And she's been married like 4 times in that part, like trying to like random people.
So I'm just gonna say, as a very long time comic book reader, people's ages, it's sliding time scale, girl. Again, drink for trying to make sense. Like it is not, it's fine. It's fine. All right. So suspicious guy is being suspicious. Surprise! Surprise! Suspicious guy is suspicious. And then double surprise, Flora is the Black Wolf. Duh. Big fucking duh. Like duh. So Xena is keeping up the charade of her being like a double crosser or whatever. And then I say, oh no, all of the good guys are all chained together. I'm sure that can't be bad or useful to them later.
There's no way it's gonna be relevant.
So then we're getting to they're gonna have a public execution.
'Cause why
And
not?
so all of the good guys are lined up with their wrists all chained together, and then we get the physics of the chakram, which miraculously doesn't harm anyone but cuts everyone's chains off.
Bounces in between these people.
Yeah, because they line them up. I said my favorite part was when she kicks him into the sharpened, broken end of the axe. So
Oh,
that,
yes.
at the end of the battle, she kicks the guy and he like falls on the sharpened end of the axe. And it's Fight. Lots of chakram nonsense, lots of Xena nonsense, lots of parkour nonsense. And then Xena literally kicks a dude through the door, which is incredible. Incredible. And then I put celebrate, good guys win.
Yep.
The
Lots
end.
of parkour and one brutal death.
Yes.
It wasn't there at one point when she like throws a guy around like a rag doll. Like,
Yes.
She spins him in a circle.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's like why are we even bothering with her fighting? Because she's gonna win. Like she's gonna win. Well, like what are we even doing?
We didn't know that
We
back
just need
in
to
the
watch it,
90s when we
dude,
were
'cause it's
watching it. Yeah,
amazing.
it could be.
And I think
What
we've
if she
touched on this
dies?
before, but I love that she's also just not afraid to kill people.
Oh,
She's a good guy, but like she'll kill you.
But she will kill you.
Yeah.
One
I'm doing
funny
it for the
part.
right reasons, but my moral center isn't that far up that I won't just murder you.
One funny part from the dungeon scene is when Gabrielle first gets down there and she's like, Xena's my friend. And Salmonius is immediately like, you have a friend? To Xena. And then she's like, they're talking about how she got arrested and all this stuff. And she's like, well, if you hadn't touched my tomatoes, you wouldn't have got arrested. And Xena looks like she's about to murder Salmonius in the face. She's like, you touched her what? And I'm like, Lord, somebody explain this to her right now. She has a temper. We know this. She is not afraid to kill somebody in the face. Explain this to him now.
Right.
Xena and Gabrielle is like the epitome of that like cinnamon roll and looks like they can kill you meme.
Oh yeah.
Because Xena looks like could kill you, will
Can
kill
kill
you.
you. And
Yeah,
Gabrielle is the cinnamon roll.
What is that? What the cute little? It's like a cute little Chihuahua and like a big Doberman dog. Too.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
that where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the little Chihuahua's like, la, 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 do, 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 and the big Doberman's like, I'll kill everything. I love you so much. I'm like, oh, Xena and Gabrielle
Yes.
in season 1.
Oh.
All right, next episode.
So I had Beware Greeks Bearing Gifts, episode 12.
Oh, this episode.
This
Again,
episode.
I totally forgot about it until I started looking at my notes. I was like, oh, wait.
Lots of
I
mythology.
have
I'm gonna say about it. So good.
Exactly 2 things written down for this episode.
So I'll say my first part, and then it'll be time for
Yes,
Felix's
yes.
mythology minute.
Yes.
I have no comment on this. Mythology is good enough. It's fine. Go ahead.
The episode starts off with Helen. She's sleeping. She's having a nightmare about like weird foggy nightmare about dudes running in and killing things. And so she jerks awake from her nightmare. She wakes up next to some dude that we find out is Paris, because she's Helen of Troy and that's Paris. And he immediately, instead of trying to soothe her or be like, honey, I love you. You had a nightmare, poor baby. No, his dumb butt is like, oh, we need to take care of these nightmares. It's robbing you of your beauty. And he literally says that. And I'm like, kill him. Where's Xena to kill him in the face immediately? Gross. If anybody ever said that to me, no. Blah. Does anybody have any comments on that opening scene?
First of all, but it's very canonically Paris. Paris is terrible. Like, we don't like him. But so I put Queen is sleeping. She's having a nightmare. This screaming is intense. And then I'm like, Paris, Helen of Troy. Are we doing this? Mm-hmm. Apparently, we're doing this. Is what I wrote. So Helen of Troy is. I'm going to tell the same story that I did tell last time. But a friend of mine who eventually went with a different drag name, no longer does drag, but wanted to have their legal name Troy as part of their drag name, and originally just went by Troy with an E on the end. And I'm like, that's stupid. Like, it's again. So it was like, hey, welcome to the stage, Troy with an E. Like, dumb. I was like, no, girl, you are a bearded drag queen. Helena Troy is such a fucking good drag name because you are supposed to be the most gorgeous, beautiful woman that has ever lived. And having you come out as a bearded, hairy, queen is so fucking good.
It's perfect.
It's so good. Didn't believe
you
me.
heard it
Anyway.
here first. Amanda doesn't think that bearded drag queens are beautiful.
Not what she said.
I meant it's subverting the expectations of beauty. subverting the expectations of beauty because, as we all know,
as
our
drag is
dear
wanted
sister,
to.
as our dear sister Yeti Davis has proven, bearded drag is stunning.
Yeti Davis, Tiffany D. Carter are two bearded.
Oh no!
Just kidding.
Not Tiffany catching strays.
Love you guys. Shout out Yeti Davis and Tiffany D. Carter.
So,
Anyway, yeah.
so Helen immediately gets up because Paris is useless. He just stays in bed, continuing to be useless. Finds her most trusted guard, and she's like, I need you to go give this message to Xena. Because again, everyone knows Xena from approximately 10
Literally
years
what
ago.
I wrote. That's literally what I wrote down. Of course she knows Xena.
Yeah. So the guard goes and tries to find Xena, but of course gets attacked on the road and is being beaten up. So then Xena and Gabrielle. Xena's riding the horse. Gabrielle's walking behind the horse because it's season 1. Xena sees somebody being beaten up on the road. She charges in on Argo. So she gets there a solid 2 minutes before Gabrielle does because Gabrielle's running. Because God forbid Xena pulls her up on the horse behind her, which she does in later seasons. No, she makes Gabrielle run behind the horse. So Gabrielle is there a solid 2 to 5 minutes later. So, Xena's fighting these guys. She breaks this guy's neck with her thighs, which I thought was amazing and
that was so hot.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, man, you did. That was entirely unnecessary, but also completely necessary. Any thoughts on this fight scene scenario?
In their talk before the fight happens, Gabrielle's like, we should go to Troy because I want to see Helen. She's the most beautiful woman ever. I really want to go. And Dina's like, absolutely not. Like, you're never, no. Like,
She actually knows her.
Exactly. Like, she doesn't mention that. No, she's my friend. I don't care to see her right
it's
now.
It's like one of her exes or something.
Yeah.
We're not going to Troy.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're not
anymore.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're not going to Troy. They're in the middle of a war. That sounds stupid. She's like, but Helen's the most beautiful woman in the entire world. I really want to go see Helen. And it's like, we get it. You are a lesbian trying to out-lesbian the lesbian.
But also, I want to be the queen.
So she's just rolling her eyes. She's like, guess what we're not going to do?
And then guess what they have to go do. Right.
So by the time they quote unquote save this guy, unfortunately, it's too late. But he's still alive enough to tell Xena, Helen needs you. You have to go right now. Thousands of lives depend on you, and gives her the note, and then he dies. So now Xena and Gabrielle have to fight their way into Troy. They have to fight their way through a platoon of soldiers, not 2 people, not 10, not 2 people now have to fight their way through a platoon of people, and those 2 people happen to be Xena, yay, and Gabrielle, the girl who, 2 episodes ago couldn't stop bonking herself on the head with a staff. But in fairness to Gabrielle, she holds her own. Like, Xena does do the majority of the fighting, but Gabrielle manages to get from the tree line all the way to the front gates of the fortress impound. I don't know what we're calling it. We'll go with fortress for now.
Without jumping on someone.
Yeah, she manages to get all the way there without Xena having to do anything to save her at that particular junction in time. But my favorite part of that fight is Xena's just kicking ass, taking names, murdering people.
Yes.
And she gets to the front gate. Oh, Pernicus shows up. Gabrielle's to-be husband that she left. He's now a soldier in Troy randomly because that makes at all sense.
Somehow beat her there.
He sees Gabrielle, recognizes her when she's at the tree line. He's like, "That's clearly that smells like Gabrielle. Open the gates." So because he has any authority whatsoever, and gets them to open the gates for these 2 who are running in with a platoon of soldiers chasing them. Gabrielle goes running in. Xena's like, "I'm gonna fight," blah, 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 until she sees the archers. And as we remember, Xena and arrows aren't exactly.
She can only deal with 2.
And I was saying there's more than 2 archers. So Xena's like, and she literally, we almost never hear Xena react to anything in a scream or a surprise. Xena literally goes and runs in. And the slowest archers in the world wait for them to get all the way in and to close this big ass door before they fire, and then all the arrows, hit the door.
So I wrote down Gabrielle being helpful? Question mark.
Yeah.
It's all that Amazon training.
Yeah, and then I wrote, and this man knows Gabrielle and not Xena. That's weird.
That is one of my 2 notes. I wrote, wait, someone knows Gabrielle.
Yeah, and then I put, wait, the drunk guy from her. So, no, my first note before this, I thought she didn't travel, meaning that how did she know this guy from Troy? And I'm like, oh wait, this is the drunk guy from her hometown. What the fuck?
He turned his life around.
Very
By
quickly.
the army.
Yeah,
Again, the passage of time here is, don't think about it.
right.
Because there's no way if they were just traveling towards that direction that he should have somehow beat them all the way there and
join the army and then got a
get
promotion.
some semblance of respect from these guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably just immediately joined up and has just been there the whole time. Meanwhile, Xena and Gabrielle have been bebopping around, saving towns from cyclopses and giants and hooves and harlots and all the other shenanigans.
Titans.
So, if we assume that while Xena and Gabrielle have been wandering around saving people, he just went straight there, then okay, that kind of makes sense. But again, take a shot for trying to make it make sense.
Yep.
So Gabrielle sees Perdiccas and immediately kind of looks a little bit interested, and I was like, Gabrielle, stop it. And I couldn't even have an honest reaction to this episode because I don't know what my initial reaction was when I was 9. But I imagine I would have been like, tell me this fool is not going to be the man of the episode.
I literally was like, this puppy love nonsense. It's dumb. Why are we even?
Well, they were engaged.
Yeah.
But she was not at all concerned at all about him.
That's fair.
At all.
She did leave him.
Yeah, she literally saw him with a sword and armor, and she's like, but wait.
Yeah.
But wait, you're like man Xena? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. She's like,
Wait.
Not quite as useful, though. Not quite as...
So yeah, she's looking interested, and then Perdiccas immediately gets told off for letting the Greek warrior woman in, talking about Xena. And so while Perdiccas is getting told off, he's like, where is Xena anyway? And Perdiccas is like, I told her to come straight to you. He's like, then where is she? Xena does not have time for any of these men or men in general. She goes straight to Helen's bedroom. She, first of all, knows exactly where it is.
And she does.
Just goes straight there. Does not take Gabrielle with her, though. She's like, Gabrielle, you stay here amongst all these men, just completely, and this guy that you apparently know. I'm going to Helen's bedroom. Don't come with me.
So it
she leaves a chakram on the door.
so we're introduced to the captain or whoever, who we find out is Paris's brother, and I was like, the brother soldier, brother of the king, he's being suspicious. Many such cases. Obviously, this guy's not the villain of the episode. Completely not.
No possible way.
Yeah, so Helen's like, oh, Xena, Xena, Helen's sitting at her little mirror vanity thing, and then Xena just appears in the mirror behind her, like, hello, Helen. And Helen, not surprised, she just kind of looks up and goes, Xena! There's no, Jesus, she just completely, this is how Xena shows up.
Maybe she sent for her.
She's like Batman. She just shows up and disappears.
Yeah, she just comes through your window and she's like, hello. Like, oh, hi, Xena. So apparently this has happened before. She's completely unsurprised. I lost my place in my notes. I had my finger. Oh, so Helen's like, I'm just gonna turn myself in. This war's been going on for 10 years. I'm gonna give myself up. I'm gonna end this whole entire war. And Xena's like, are you stupid? She's like, this is not about you anymore. This was about you for maybe the first 3 days. She's like, you could literally die and no one will care. This is not about you, girl. Live your life. Just don't give yourself up. That's dumb. And then I wrote in here, how dare you enter my chamber? I think it was the brother came into Helen's bedroom, and Helen immediately gets mad. Xena walks in, that's fine. But the brother walks in, how dare you enter my private chambers? And I'm like, ooh.
Yes.
Well, look at his face.
I
wouldn't want him randomly walking in my bedroom either.
Yeah. any more thoughts about that particular?
So I think at that same point is where, because Paris also comes in and they're like, okay, well, whatever, Xena, you're here. And I just wrote, Paris is an idiot. It's canon.
It really is. It's
Yes. He's played by Orlando Bloom in the fucking 2004 movie. Like, if that's any indication.
I'm pretty sure he's done with the poetry too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did like steal this lady,
Right.
kidnap her from her kingdom where she was the queen.
He was literally like, hey, you're hot and I'm hot. We should be hot together.
Oh God. But it's robbing
Before we
her
get
beauty.
copyrighted.
Like,
Again, like the robbing her of her beauty sleep is
gross.
a
Yeah.
wild take, sir.
And be like, I'll put a pillow over your face and rob you of your
Breath.
ugh, gross. I hated that so much. I'm like, oh, that made my skin crawl. I'm like, ew, nasty. So anyway, so while all this is happening, Gabrielle's just outside with Perdiccas, talking, walking around, and she talks to him like he is the dumbest person that has ever lived.
I mean,
She's just like, oh, and okay. First of all, I hate when people talk. I hate when people talk to women this way, but I do kind of love it when it's the other way around because it almost never gets to happen. So the fact that Gabrielle's like, Perdiccas, why don't you just go home before you hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Before you get hurt somehow, you should really go home. And clearly you followed me. Clearly this is all about me and no other reasons exist. Literally everything in the world happens for and about me. So you should just go home and get over me. Poor baby. Like, it is the most condescending. And I'm kind of here for it.
Yes.
I mean, it basically is a commentary on the reverse of that, right? Like, it's just like that's the whole point.
Yeah. So then there's an attack. There's arrows fired in and there's attack. So Perdiccas runs up on the thing and shoots the archer that's firing arrows and saves the day. Woo! Yay, Perdiccas. And now Gabrielle's impressed. Suddenly. She went from like, listen, dummy, to, oh, Perdiccas, where did you learn to fire arrows like that? I just, and then suddenly I was like, oh God, disgusting. Ugh.
Every episode.
Then Xena notices that the brother is acting even more suspicioso and is like leaving out a weird side gate door hidden weird thing. And Xena's like, that doesn't seem right. So she follows him out. And I just wrote, lurking Xena's lurking, because she's just like in a tree where she goes. And she witnesses him he's talking to Menelaus, isn't he? Or he's talking to, I forget. He's talking to somebody. And so Xena's like, oh, I'm going to tell everybody. So then Xena runs back inside to Paris and Helen and is like, guys, Paris, your brother, evil. Arrest his ass. He's plotting against you. And so brother turns up, and because brother doesn't need a name, he turns up and he's just like, what? No, Xena's a liar. She's a big old becky liar person. Don't believe her. And then the freaking Trojan horse shows up. And he's like, no, the Greeks have given up. They sent us this giant horse, per standard custom that has ever happened before. So war's over, we win. Literally nothing happened and nothing changed, but we win for no reason. There's a big horse outside. Yay, me, Xena's a liar, lock her up. And stupid Paris is like, you know what, all of that seems correct. Let's lock Xena in the dungeon for no reason. And Helen's like, what do you... No, what are you talking about? He's like, shh, you're pretty. Sit down and put Xena in jail.
I literally said, the Trojan horse. We're really doing this. We're really doing this. And then I put, another day, another dungeon.
But is she in her underwear?
I will say, rereading my notes, I can tell that I'm bound by like my 6th or 7th truly while watching these 4 episodes in these notes. I'm like, oh, we're just buckled in.
Yeah, I can tell this wasn't my favorite episode before considering this are my episode 12 notes.
Oh, just he's hot and then another sentence that I couldn't say.
He's hot. Oh, someone knows Gabrielle.
So
End of notes.
this is, I think, a great stupid scene. So Xena gets put in jail. And so
Again.
the brother comes by to gloat, because of course he does, because he's a villain and villains need to monologue.
Yes.
So he goes down there. Now Xena's locked in jail with a ton of Greek people who have been arrested because they're in Troy. So he's like, hey, Greek people, meet the Greek woman who turned on her own people. Okay, bye. And then just leaves. And he pulls a handle and the dumbest door in the world opens.
Oh, that's right.
Yes!
Door.
Door.
It is a door that it's attached at the floor and it just flops down like a mousetrap. Like it doesn't open side to side, it doesn't lift up or like drop down into the floor. No, it just
Drops
plops
over.
straight down. And I'm like, what is
Like a
that
drawbridge.
for?
But...
Yeah, it's like a drawbridge, but like it's a door into
Yeah.
a room. Like, what if someone's standing there? Dumbest door ever. But all the design of this jail was designed by somebody who was drunk and high and dead at the time. Because
Which in this universe is totally possible to be
Yes.
jail is ridiculous.
Yes.
So the stupid drawbridge door opens for no reason. All the guys come running in. A really stupid fight ensues. She's kicking ass. She has a big old plank of wood that she puts on like a little I don't know what she rests it on, a little barrel, a little thing. So it now is effectively a seesaw. So in true Xena physics, she stands on one end of the plank, taunts a bad guy. A bad guy jumps onto the other side and springboards her out of the convenient large hole in the top of the jail cell, which is the only way out.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, she just seesawed herself to freedom. Xena physics.
Literally forgot about that.
I did
You
too.
just
I also
mentioned
forgot about that.
Like, holy. Yeah, she does. She. Also, title of the episode: Seesawed Her Way to Freedom.
There we go.
We have options.
There's a lot of options.
So, Xena has been gone for quite some time at this point, and Gabrielle has just been with Perdiccas this entire time. It's like not until now does Gabrielle kind of mention like, oh, I wonder where Xena is. To Gabrielle's knowledge, Xena has just been in Helen's bedroom this entire time and is unconcerned. She's not like, I wonder what Xena could be doing all this time. Huh?
Well, to be fair, she
Xena
gets left alone for like very long periods of time.
That's true. She's
That's
like,
true.
this is not on. Xena just disappears into women's bedrooms for like 17 hours usually, so this isn't weird. But even Gabrielle eventually is like, Xena is. Perkins is like, I don't know.
Who's Xena?
Who's Xena? The girl I left you for. Oh.
I mean, literally, that is what happened.
And as I'm walking around talking, I literally just wrote, ew, flirting.
Because it's so crazy when they flirt with boys. It's so crazy.
But especially this boy. I'm like, you
Yes.
literally risked getting crushed by a cyclops to get away from him.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, but you
Ugh,
killed
man,
somebody and now I'm
armor.
into it. So
It's a type.
the Trojan horse has been pulled into Troy, and no one has questions or concerns about why this horse is so goddamn heavy.
No, why would anyone be concerned about the Trojan horse? Literally.
So all of Troy acted like they were at a convention and drunk 27,000 Trulies and all passed out. So all of Troy is just like drunk and passed out. And then all of a sudden, unpredictably, a whole bunch of Greeks come popping out of this horse and a big old fight ensues.
Case Surprise.
So
I did not see that coming.
There's a big old fight, and all the soldiers are either asleep or drunk or both. And Gabrielle's fighting, and then oh no, her staff gets broken. She can't fight anymore. She can't. Xena appears out of nowhere. Xena pops out of the floor just in time. It's like Gabrielle's staff breaks. Xena predictably steps into frame. Literally helps Gabrielle, like punches the dude or kicks him or whatever happens. I don't remember. And then just disappears again. She's like, I have to go back to Helen now, trying to die. Bye. And then just leaves Gabrielle again. And I'm like, okay.
Toxic.
Just again, like the it starts to get less toxic the further into it we go. It's
Is
definitely
Xena
very-
a toxic top?
They were both very toxic in the beginning, as I have talked about. Like Gabrielle, like Xena was like, "I don't want a relationship with you. Please stay here." And Gabriella was like, "That's cute. I don't take no for an answer. Too bad." So it was the both of them. Lost my place.
She's like, "You're mine now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow you even if you don't want me to."
exactly. And Xena was like, "All right, but I'm gonna let you pick up poop and just leave you at taverns. I hope you're fine with that." Gabrielle's like, "Yep."
Beats being home with Perdiccas.
Right.
So then the traitor Troy guards try and take Helen, and we find out that creepy brother dude wants to take Helen and make new Troy babies with her, or like whatever creepy weird sentence he says.
So I had in quotes he put, "and now you're mine," and I put, I just made an audible ew. It was, I literally, he said that and I was like, ew, no, no, just so gross.
Yeah.
So now they're all barricaded in a tent. It's like Xena and Gabrielle and Perdiccas and Helen and I don't even, there's a ton of people barricaded in this temple, and they're all trying to apologize to Xena. They're all like, "Oops, sorry, you're right, we were wrong, my bad." Xena's like, "I literally have zero time for you or any of this. I'm trying to save us, so if you could just shut all the way up and sit down."
Right. Apologize later. Fight now.
Yeah, she's like going through the supply room and trying to figure out how they're gonna get out of this nonsense. And so again, they end up. The plan is they're gonna get to the horse now, and then when the Greeks take the horse back out, then that's how they get out of the city. And again, the people in this. So when they're trying to pull the horse out again, no one questions why is this horse so heavy. They just wheel it out, and they get the horse all the way out of the city, and then Xenophysics. She comes springboarding out of the top of this thing like she was on a trampoline.
Well,
Yeah,
she
let's
does the
explore.
scream again. She did the scream.
Yeah, the warp ride does give you superpowers.
Right.
But she comes like she was fired out of a cannon and comes flying out of the top of this thing. And then, everyone else just kind of walks out the side of the horse. Xena's the only one that has to do unnecessary nonsense. Everyone else literally just like opens a side door and steps out of this horse. And, big old fight. Everyone's fighting. Troy wins. Yay!
Yay! I said my favorite part is when she puts the crown back on his head. Like she takes Helen's crown when the guy's like passed out and just like puts it on his head. And she's like, "Okay, bye. You can have this."
Yeah.
And
So
then
then-
end of
sorry.
episode. So I was like, "That is at the end."
Well, there's like a teeny weensy bit left where it's like Gabrielle and Perdiccas have to have their moment because Gabrielle has to have her moment with the boy of the episode at the end.
Right.
So Perdiccas is all like, I don't expect you to come with me, or I don't expect anything of you. Blah, 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 blah. And Gabrielle's like, okay, good. And then Perdiccas leaves with Helen. He's like, okay, well, me and Helen will go this way. Bye, Gabrielle. Okay, thanks, bye. And then Gabrielle walks over to Xena, and Xena's like, huh, he's not coming with us? And Gabrielle's like, no. And Xena's like, oh, I thought maybe he'd be joining us for a while. And I'm like, what in the lesbian mentality? I love that Gabrielle keeps falling in love with these guys, and Xena's immediate thought was not, she's going to leave me, or she's going to want to be with him. No. We'll bring him like a dog. We'll bring him along for a while. I will tolerate him. And it's like,
You just gotta make sure you feed him
I
water.
love that thought process. I love how she's just like, oh, there's a man you're at all interested. He'll come with us. I will allow it. But also, she's gonna allow it. Like she went from you're annoying, I don't even want you with me, to no, I want you with me, and I will allow you to bring whatever that is with us for a while. And then the episode.
For a while.
Well, I think she lives Gabrielle is quite persistent.
It's
So
very
she's
true.
like- She's like, okay, fine, whatever. It's not gonna last because
But
I'm sure he'll end up getting killed because men are incompetent.
I almost wish that he had gone with them for just like maybe 2 days, just to see like
Another
that campfire
episode.
scene
Yeah.
with like just Xena just being like mad and butch around the campfire trying to be like possessive of Gabrielle while still being aloof.
Oh,
glaring at him.
You mean like the fire scene in Heated Rivalry when Shane gets the text
Oh
from
my
Rose?
Every episode.
Listen,
Tina wasn't in that scene. I don't remember it.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen.
So we did it.
We did it.
That was
We
all four. And I
did.
swear to God, this better not.
It'll be fine. It'll be great.
It'll be fine.
This is our first time using Zoom to record.
Okay, so that is our episode. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate everybody who has been following us on our social medias and leaving all the comments and participating in all the little surveys that we've had. If you guys keep commenting, we'll definitely shout out some stuff. If you have any questions for us throughout our time about any of the stuff we've already talked about, we'll happily bring those up if you send us an email to 2dqlbpod@gmail.com. But without anything else to be said, I'm Logan Stone. You can find me on all my socials at Logan Stone Official.
I am Jessica Kraus. You can find me at Jessica Kraus Xena Cosplay on Xena. Yep. And I'm on the Ticker Tackers. I made a TikTok. I waited for everyone to stop using it. So now I've made a TikTok and I am, I think it's at Jessica Kraus and then there's an underscore after my name because at Jessica Kraus was already taken. I was like,
That's wild.
That is wild. I'm Demanda Martini. You can find me across most social medias at Demanda Martini.
And I'm Felix. You can find me on social media at 3D Infinity DC. Also on my website, www.3dinfinitydc.com.
Thank you guys for being with us today, and we'll see you guys in the next episode when we're going to start with episodes 13, 14, 15, and 16, as long as this recorded. Because if this didn't record, which I'm pretty sure it did, this podcast is over. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.